Today is June 16th, 2025. See that idiot in my old apartment? The one that was part of defrauding FBI agent John? The one they made fun of? June 7th, 23, Lighthouse Tabernacle, Melissa's Church. FBI agent John fell for the stunt. I taped it for. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent fell for that. It was only a stunt. And cackle. The Stark County Sheriff's has their confession they fooled them. With the bill from the Freemason scam. Of the dirty doctor not being taping her unaware before confessing a crime, sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce. That it was a scam. That it was never my doctor. He works for them and they had lied. It's a scam. Dave told Danny was talking about it to Gabe April 16th, 23, that he had hired some guy named Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men in her home before. Pete has her framed. Pete has her taped. The filthy, dirty statement. Some man named Pete he hired on his own. He impersonated retired Judge Pete up in Ravenna. They impersonated the Portage County Sheriffs, the FBI at Faith Family Church. Ran a big scam here. May 25th, 25, up in Hollister's. They were mocking Bill from the Freemason. Ran the biggest scam here. Had some guy go in and tape her in the shower washing herself. Photoshopped it in the other room. Cackling. Had some guy go in and drug her up and tell her to say that. Can you imagine that? Ran a contest off of it. Who could steal all her money? Scammed everybody into helping out. And then May 26, 25, the cartel over at Walmart 62 came in. How the cartel is tired of Bill from the Freemason, his scam of the dirty doctor from before, not being one of hers, works for them, and they had lied. It's a big scam. A big scam. Okay? It was a bitch move. Dave tried to kill me with 4 attempts and then hires these shysters to go in and break in my home, drug me up, tell me to say stuff, beat and rape me under drugs. The way it come out of it, didn't know what happened to me, trying to figure out why I have bruises, infected, everything. I'm trying to blame the dirty well water. No memory, drugged up and told to say stuff. Found out they photoshopped washing in the shower in another room as a drug scam, trying to get away with murder. Thinking law enforcement was stupid. You know, how many times have I went over what was wrong with me when I was sick back in before 2002? How it was a medication error. Medical malpractice documented by Altman family physicians. How many times have I went over it? Over and over of everything that's going on and how Strange ordered my death in 2003 when he thought I was falling to McKady. And they planned this since 03, 15 years before they did it. September 18th, 24, up on Forest Grove Drive, one of my client's neighbors was talking, boy, that agent needs to get his facts straight before he puts his name on it. It was a medication error, made her sick before. Why did they wait 15 years? Strange ordered it when he thought she was falling to McKady, that they were to try to kill her or have her destroyed. Nobody was to say or do a thing till Dave said he wanted a divorce, and it took him 15 years to say it. They planned this for 15 years before they did it. Went over and talked to them and they told me. It's a bitch move. Total bitch move. And then they run around, oh, we can steal our money. We can steal our husband's money. I'll tell you what, I better not find out that you're going to any of his kids. They'll be wrote out of the will. He ain't playing with this shit. His attorney already wants him to write him out because they've been trying to bully him into signing everything over to him for 4 years. Even before his late wife died. Trying to steal everything from him. Find out they're any of them part of it? They will be. Because we're not going to put up with it. She even told him to call the sheriffs on him. We're trying to bully him out of everything. It's a big extortion ring. In 22 up in Cuyahoga Falls, they were talking about this whole thing being a big extortion ring. A big extortion ring doing it. Okay? April 24th, 25 up in Summit Mall. The Texas group is up there. Middle Eastern lady in hijabs. And one guy off in the distance said, you tell that guy Will up there that it was to pull off a scam to join us, that it's all ruined because Michelle had told on him that that doctor from before was not one of us, or one of hers, but works for us, and that he had lied. That it was one of her doctors. And the whole scam's ruined. You tell them we said to take care of Michelle. And then they put all kinds of threats on that girl. They announced it in Summit Mall. The Texas group, this whole thing is a scam. The Florida announced it was a scam on that was Summit Mall was April 24th, 25. Huh? They were laughing on May 25th, 25, how big a scam up in Summit Mall. Then May 26th, 25, the Florida group shows up. Florida group showed up and announced that it's all a scam. Michelle had already told a federal agent back on March 27th, 25. They announced it down in Sugar Creek outside Dutch Valley Restaurant, April 3rd, 25. This whole thing is a scam. Found out my whole marriage was a scam March 27th, 25. Agent outside talking that how he went to Dave. And a girlfriend from before me had him marry me so he could get a job at my dad's factory. And she'd have free insurance to use, and he could give her extra money. The woman using my insurance ran up half my medical bills. Even Officer Mark documented it in August of 23, that it's documented and verified I was framed before. And he considers these people cartel. That they seen him. Okay? And it's documented and verified that another woman was using her insurance. And it's documented and verified it was a medication error that made her sick before. It's documented by the police and the FBI now. Half my medical records are Dave's girlfriend from before me. My whole marriage was a scam. Now, do I think it's funny, these people playing with people, saying they can steal other people's money or get money out of this? No. Now, if I find out you're playing with my new husband's kids, his attorney already wants them wrote out because they've been trying to make him sign everything over to him for 4 or 5 years. Even before his late wife died. And leave him with nothing. And like she said, you're not dead yet. They get nothing till you die. And if they keep it up, you write them out and call the sheriffs on them. And if I find out they're messed up in any of this, yeah, it's called nothing. His late wife, when he got a settlement from his mineral rights, she gave it to her kids. Almost all of it. Then they came over and bullied and threw mad fits until they got more money and left him with very little. They can go away. Last year, that one girl, Deb, came over and threw a mad fit. He gave her $4,000. She looked at him and went, "That all?" Then screamed at him till he cried for a week. That is all. And never again. Ever. Ever again. They took almost all his money. His late wife gave it away to her kids. Okay, now that I'm done venting, how many times have I went over this? I get tired of it, and I get tired of repeating myself. I'll start it on another video, and I'll go through how I got sick, how I got well. Strange taking Danny, pushing him to suicide. Hmm? Social workers threatening them all, then backing way off, and they just waited. They would have killed me in '03 because they thought I was following Tim and Katie. And it was Linda following her husband. It's a severe occult. That guy in my apartment, him bragging to the neighbors like he's so big and bad, how he was in there with that agent defrauding him with that fake doctor. When is the police or FBI going to arrest him? Being part of a fraud scheme, defrauding a federal agent. Running around telling his lies like he's so big and bad. Out there laughing with the neighbors. Didn't say a word for a year. Oh, until Michelle told on him that it was a scam. 3 days later, he starts all the scams here. About 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, one day I doubled over and I was screaming, Dave rushed me to the hospital. They said it didn't look bad, but he did an emergency appendectomy, got a 5-inch scar. Didn't look bad, but we took it out because she's screaming so bad I couldn't risk it. A couple months later, I'm screaming again, same spot. Have you ever been checked for a cyst? I was full of them. Endometriosis, full of it, bursting inside me. They had tried burning treatments, medication caused kidney stones, had stents put in and out of my kidneys. Okay? Okay? It got so bad, they had to go through my belly button around it several times. Thick scars. Okay? Got so bad my uterus flipped over, I had to have lower hysterectomy. Endometriosis came back in my ovaries within a few months. One was big as a golf ball. They said, if that burst, you're dead. They cut me side to side and took my ovaries out. Okay? Then my gallbladder went bad from all that. I had to have it out. Then I had to have scar tissue removed. And then one day I start bleeding really heavy. It's my kidney. One of the stones had kinked the whole kidney tube. They had to cut me 5 inches on my back and remove the damaged part of the kidney tube. That's when my muscles clenched. I went to a bunch of crackpots. And they gave me medication. I started swelling right away. So it's the medication. No, you got an underlying condition. Gave me more medication. Sent me to more doctors. My legs are swelling. I gained 150 to 175 pounds in 2 years. It was so bad. My knees were so swollen they were popping out of place. Had heart attacks, seizures, thyroid, adrenal gland shut down. I'm dying for medical malpractice. They told me I had level 2 brain tumors. Needed my pituitary gland removed. 4, I'll let them cut into my brain. I go to Altman Family, my community health. They were like, whoa. We need to have a long talk what those doctors are doing. They're known for lying. Falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick. It's the medication doing it. Only thing's wrong with you is your muscles locked up. All that. I even had crystals forming in my eyes. LensCrafter, verify it. They seen them when they did an eye exam. I was having a hard time seeing. From the medication, they were killing me. Heart attacks, seizures. They weren't gonna. Then they wanted to do brain surgery. Unnecessary. You don't have brain tumors. Your muscles are just locked up from all the surgeries. Medication doing it. Those doctors are known for lying. Falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, getting kickbacks from drug companies, sharing with associates and friends, doing the same thing. Get an attorney and sue them. Terminal state, so they pull her license. You're not the first one. You're not the only one. I've heard of this. For 2 to 3 years, they encouraged us to sue and said they'd go to court with us because they almost killed me. It's documented fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors. They caused all that. Okay? I went to Dr. Eli. He said your muscles are locked so tight because they didn't have time to heal in between all those surgeries. They clenched. Only way to get clenched muscles to relax is to move them. As you move them, blood will get flow into them. They'll relax. And as they relax, as they relax, blood flow will get pushed into them, and then you can build new muscle tissue. Put me on fentanyl. It's 100 times stronger than morphine. He said, I gotta get you enough pain to move. My muscles would raise up underneath the skin and blood vessels would break. I have red freckles from it. Wasn't that much pain. And they gave me fentanyl patches and muscle relaxers. First month I lost 30 pounds. Second month I'm pulling myself around stores and malls. Found so much pain in the hospital. By the third month I could drive a car. Heart attacks, seizures, all that stopped. Started in October, November of 2002. By April, I'm almost well. Went from a 24 to 16. May 3rd, 2003 was a traffic accident I had nothing to do with. I was at home. And Brian Laney had to show up and tell me and my family were all at home. How Phil ran through a stop sign into semi, killing him and Tyler both didn't even try to stop. June, I got my fentanyl patches redone, and July, I got well. Come November of 2002, my sister Linda is married to my brother-in-law, Tim, which is Strange's son. Okay? And he had been cheating with this girl named Katie for over a year. We all know it. She wouldn't confront him, so we didn't say a word. Just acted dumb. She's not going to say anything. We're not saying anything, but she'd follow. She came up to me in November of 2003 that she was following a guy and she got caught. They think it was me. I'm sorry, be careful. Thought I was going to get screamed at. No, he planned my death. Sunday, Danny went to church. I stayed home with a headache, and so did Josh. He stayed home that day. Danny comes in after church. You're not my mother. I don't have to listen to you. Okay? It's like you're grounded. He screams and crazy crap and runs out. Josh comes in. What on earth is wrong with Danny? I said, let's go over to his girlfriend's house. Joy Mendez was his girlfriend, Heather's mother. She was there, and her sister, Brazilia, said Danny had been thinking about killing himself. I said, kill himself. He said that minister wants some help destroy people in the church. Okay? And he's been thinking about killing himself because he'd rather kill himself than harm anybody else. Well, that's my baby. He's 14. I'm driving around looking for him, see that minister's vehicle at that church. I said, until I find out what's going on with Danny, you stay here in the car because I don't want him to know he's acting out. I step through the glass door. He pins me to my face and says, confess you were never sick. Well, that's ridiculous. I almost died. And I said, I'd never do that. You're a spoiled little brat that nobody likes in this church. And he said, you're Satan, and just the sight of you would hurt the church's children. And he said, get off my property, you'll be lucky to see your kid again. I go up to Dave at Pizza Hut. He didn't always have those big jobs. I have a welt on my face. I said, he took Danny. He said, I'll clock out and I'll go over and find out what's going on. I went home. I called my mom. She called over there. You better be giving Danny back. He said, we'll give him back when you're done. She said, this is crazy. You can't take other people's children. And Dave came home and said, Strange said you're never allowed to go to church again. Why? He said, "You're Satan, and just the sight of you would hurt the church's children. Don't look at me," screams and runs out like a damn fool. Michelle Kagi, next door, she still lives there on Lenox, and walked over. "What on earth is going on, Karen?" I said, "Strange took Danny," and I'm crying. Josh is crying. We sit on the front porch. Jerry, her husband, walks out and said, "I ripped that door off that church and get my kid back." My mom calls me and I walk off. Dave shows back up. I'm like, "Where's Danny?" He'll give Danny back when he's done. He said, "And you're never allowed to go to church again." Strange said, "You're Satan, and just the sight of you would hurt the church's children. Don't look at me." I got Danny back that night. He was shaking like cerebral palsy. Shaking. And he kept saying he lied, he lied, he lied. Next morning, I hear the car start up. It's Danny. There used to be a big tree in the middle of Lenox. He's aiming for it. He took the car, and he's aiming for it, and I'm running after him. And all of a sudden, he slunks over sideways. I never even thought about him drugging him till this case. And he passed out. And I get down, and it had rolled to a stop. I'm just barely missing everything. Pushed him over, got him home. And Josh helped me carry him in. I had to go to the bathroom, grab something to drink. I had a dirt bike. There's a telephone pole at the end of Lenox. They always drop gravel around it. It's not there anymore. And he was aiming for it, and I'm running after. He looks back, and he falls over sideways again. Got all cut up. I took my kids and went to my sister's. We get down there. Josh is freaking out. "I won't stay here with these people. Do you understand? I got the keys to the car. I'll leave you here. Do you understand? I'll leave you here." I put Danny back in the car, and we came back. I took him to the crisis center, Stark County Crisis Center. He told him that Strange took him that day, wouldn't let him leave, starved him all day, screamed at him on the pulpit until he passed out, and screamed at him until he did what he was told, and he didn't remember half the day. He told Georgine Vovuso and Linda at the Stark County Child and Adolescent Center the same thing, and a Stark County psychiatrist for the Child and Adolescent Center the same thing. I remember detectives being in the psychiatrist's office, and they were talking in 04, the beginning of 04. She said she didn't want to press charges against that minister for pushing her kid to suicide, because she just wants her son to get better. I didn't think he could handle a trial. He had already tried to kill himself twice. I didn't think he could handle it. And they better not try anything again. We better keep an eye on him, because he had to call the police. Georgine Vovuso, the Stark County social worker at the Child and Adolescent Center, said she called Dave, wanted his participation in this. He said, "I wouldn't talk to you without an attorney." She said, "We'll put it this way, anything happens to you or your wife or Danny in the next 20 years, I'll put you in jail myself." They backed way off, and they waited until the opportune moment. And they planned this for 15 years.